Jesus says in Matthew 28, verses 19 through 20,
Therefore go and make disciples of all nations,
baptizing them in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit,
and teaching them to obey everything I have commanded you.
and remember, I am with you always to the end of the age. From the very beginning of our mission program, the individual call to serve as a missionary has been fundamental. And in addition to that is the church's willingness to support that call. The first missionary was African American. He was an ex-slave. His name was Weir, and he had a passion. He had a desire to do something to touch people's lives, and he ended up being our first missionary to Liberia, West Africa in the mid-late 1800s. You got to have people that have the call, but more than that, you have to have a church willing to support their call. And I think that's why the Cumberland Presbyterian Church, although a small denomination, has had such a strong and thriving mission program from its very beginning.
And I always said that the Cumberland Presbyterian Church have preached the gospel with an accent. This is the DNA that we receive from the Cumberland Presbyterian Church. You are transformed, then you are open to be used by God, to be sent to another country, to another ministry. And that's the way we continue. So it's exciting to be a Cumberland Presbyterian because we are part of this mission-oriented denomination.
Part of my responsibility working with our global mission program is to travel around the world and visit with our missionaries. They often are wondering, are we praying for them? Do we know what they're doing? Are we interested in what they're doing? Are we supporting them? I think it's incredibly important for our missionaries to know that the church stands with them, not only in prayer, but also financially stands with them so that they can continue to do the work of the church in the name of the Cumberland Presbyterian Church.
I think a missionary job is very important. When I preach the gospel to people, that is like a living word. Everything is alive. Everything is meaningful. When I explain about Jesus Christ, they believe. They have hope too. So that was amazing.
In the past, our missionaries had to raise money to support themselves to be Cumberland Presbyterian missionaries, which involved them going to churches and to individuals and asking for support that would pay their salaries and their benefits. They all talked to me about how uncomfortable that was and how awkward it was to stand before people and ask them to give them money. A few years ago, we started a new program that we think is a better way. It's called the Stott Wallace Missionary Offering, and that offering we promote all around the denomination, all around the world. We ask Cumberland Presbyterians to give sacrificially to that offering. All that money goes to pay missionary salaries and benefits. The idea now is our missionaries will go to churches and go to different groups and tell their stories. They say, please support the Stott Wallace Missionary Offering because that offering pays for all of us. As churches and individuals discover that offering and what it can do to transform our world through the Cumberland Presbyterian Church, I think we're going to see resources that will allow us to do incredible things around the world.
Something big is coming, and I'm excited about it, but we have to be prepared for that. Christ called us to preach the gospel, and everybody has to be involved in different ways. And I think as a denomination, we are trying to find ways to be prepared, and the Stott Wallace Missionary Offering is one of those.
Jesus spent 3 years with his disciples, and their lives were transformed as a result of their relationship with Jesus Christ. It's interesting, at the end of his time, he says to go into all the world and transform lives in the same way their lives were transformed. I think that's what God is calling the Cumberland Presbyterian Church to do. We have an opportunity to go into all the world. Through the power of the Holy Spirit and through the gospel of Jesus Christ, lives can be transformed.
This is command of Jesus Christ.